Guess who's live? I'll give you a hint. It's me. Oh, that was a dumb hint. You guys ever just think to yourself, man, fuck sequels? I do every once in a while. Might have something to do with the fact that as a child I had a seagull steal food from me, but you know how it goes, right? I'm looking forward to today. Starting a brand new Monday Night Livestream. Technically, in the description I did say that Umineko no Naku Koro is a visual novel, but it's actually classified as a sound novel. It's because the sound and ambiance of it all is what drives the story. But I believe this is the slightly more updated version. So everything's going to look a little bit better. And I believe that makes it more of a visual novel than it is a sound novel. Or it makes it more like a visual novel. The sound is all still pretty much there, I think. As you can hear from the seagulls cawing at me constantly. They're attacking. I can already see my food getting stolen from seagulls again. It's the worst thing to happen to me ever. I mean, that and all the times I almost drowned at a beach from being stupid, but that's really my fault. Seagulls stealing my food, I think is more the fault of the seagulls. Me being stupid in the water? Oh well. Oh man, it's gonna be exciting! This is gonna be, since it's spooky October, Halloween coming at the end of the month, I think this will be a good visual novel to start. Last year around this time I did play Higurashi no Naku Koro, I believe. And that was a lot of fun, so I hope we enjoy this one as well. This one is more mystery than it is horror, but it's still very interesting. Oh, really? Yeah, I think the BGM is great, so I'm looking forward to it. Seagulls and loop. So just so you know, Umineko means sea cat, but it actually means seagull. So you know, it's called When They Cry 3, because it's Umineko no Naku Koro, which roughly translates to When the Seagulls Cry. I do like the When They Cry stylization of it, like When They Cry Higurashi, When They Cry Umineko, etc. And yeah, you know, stuff. I think it's close enough. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Monday Night Livestream. I'm your host, anime fan RK2K, and tonight we are starting Umineko no Naku Koro, When the Seagulls Cry. Now, this is a 7th expansion sound novel, visual novel / sound novel. Its sounds are amazing. I did play Higurashi no Naku Koro last year, which was also made by 7th expansion. Just assume different worlds. As always, like with the first one, I did ask for the localization team if I was allowed to stream this, and they said the full first episode, and they said yes. So we're going to dive into it. Start. Nope. Episode 1. I like this. Warning, this episode is locked. These locks will be removed each time you finish an episode. Please read through the previous episodes. However, if you have already played the previous... And basically it's saying to not unlock it because it might ruin the story for you, which I think is really cool. So let's read Episode 1, Legend of the Golden Witch. Welcome to Rokkenjima. The Golden Witch extends her heartfelt greetings. Please take it easy and relax for the time being. There's no need to think overly hard about any of this. Quietly accept all that is about to happen. That is all that's being asked of you. The difficulty level is standard. Might as well at least start by taking the easy road. I hope the sounds are loud. I think that I have the sounds loud enough. So this is I guess the family tree of relations. That's the main character, Ushiromiya Battler. Looks a little different from the one I have, but that's okay. Left click to start game. So tips mode is it's that thing where it gives you tips. Open up to here besides saying okay. Let's do it. Ready? The story is very obviously fictional and fantastic in nature, and a resemblance to existing individuals, organizations, locations, or incidents is entirely coincidental. Strap in, boss. Again. Ah, loud. Again. So you still haven't overcome your love of alcohol. The old physician let out a sigh as he removed the stethoscope. Two elderly men could be seen in the dimly lit study, which was filled with dust and a sickly sweet stench. In the corner of this room, which was much larger than what most people would call a study, was an expensive-looking bed, a man undergoing a medical examination and the physician conducting it. There was also what appeared to be a servant watching over the whole scene. The bottle is my friend. It is no less of a friend than you, and has stood by my side even longer than you have. As the man burying his chest for the stethoscope rearranged his clothes, he spoke unapologetically. Kinzo-san, your body only appears to be well thanks to the effects of the medicine. However, if you continue to drink such strong spirits, the treatment will become meaningless. Trust my judgment. Refrain from drinking. I thank you, though only for the sentiment, my friend. Genji, another glass. Water it down slightly. That way Nanjo can save face. Are you quite sure? After eyeing both the master who demanded the alcohol and the family doctor who forbade it, Genji, the old butler, silently gave a slight nod and carried out his master's orders faithfully. Dragon Quest XI is really good, I heard. You prefer to call episodes chapters, but they call it episodes because it is an episodic sound novel. It is more. It does make more sense to like what it is. The family doctor Nanjo let out a deep sigh once again as he watched the butler busy himself alongside the liquor cabinet. There was a smell filling up the room. The sweet, poisonous aroma felt as though it melted the heart, if not the soul itself. It was the smell of that venomous green drink that the man couldn't bear to part with. Nanjo, you are my close friend, and we have known each other for quite a long time. I am deeply grateful for all that you have done to keep me alive this long. I have done nothing. After all, you never listened to my advice as your physician. Ha 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 ha! And you never listened when I warned you about a mistaken chess move you're about to make. It seems only fair, does it not? Bastard. Thank you. I wouldn't die if I ran out of your medicine, but I would if I ran out of this. Tsuraya Nanjo had his face set in a resigned expression. Kinzo took the glass that Genji was holding out to him. Very few people would associate that venomous color with an alcoholic beverage. Nanjo, be honest with me. How much time do I have left? Well now, how short must I make it to convince you to set the bottle aside? Nanjo once again let out a sigh of resignation. Then he finally spoke to Kinzo as the latter swirled his glass. You don't have long. What precisely do you mean by that? Let us illustrate it with the chess game here. You have very nearly achieved checkmate, but you have not yet cornered my king. Nanjo's gaze was directed at a side table with a massive chess set placed on top of it. Judging by the positioning of the pieces, the game seemed to be entering its final stage. Black's rook and bishop were cutting deeply into enemy lines. White's king had already been castled and cornered, so that even an amateur could see that the match would reach its conclusion before too long. Every time Nanjo came to give a medical examination, both of them would make a few moves. Nanjo was hinting that Kinzo would most likely fall into his eternal sleep before this game could be concluded. These were less the words of a physician than they were the words of an old friend. Were you a normal patient, I would recommend that you write a will at this point. And what is a will, Nanjo? Handwritten instructions to the vultures on how to devour and scatter my corpse. No, not at all. As the word suggests, it is a way for you to record your will for later generations. It is far more than just a means to divide up your inheritance. Oh, And apart from the division of the inheritance, what might I write of it? You might write of your regrets, or matters you have left unfinished. Things you want to pass down to others, or merely matters you wish to communicate. Anything you want. Things I want to pass down to others, or matters I wish to communicate. Ridiculous. I, Ushiromiya Kinzo, have not one thing I want to tell or leave behind. I was born with nothing. I will die with nothing. There's nothing I wish to leave to my foolish children. Even if the end were come today, even if it were to come right now, I would accept that fate of death without a trace of fear. I created everything. My fortune, my prestige, everything. Those are built up by me, and they will be lost along with me. There's nothing I wish to leave behind. Nothing. After I'm gone, I care not if it all goes to waste. I desire no tomb, no coffin. Those were the terms, the contract I made with the witch. When I die, everything will be lost. That has been part of the promise since the beginning. That's why nothing will be left behind. There's nothing I can leave behind. After reaching a furious crescendo, Kinzo suddenly slumped over. His expression was limp and feeble, so an evil spirit had possessed him and then left. What's happening? However, I do have one regret. I have nothing to leave behind, but there's one thing I cannot leave undone. You would do well to write it down. Of course, it would be best if you could finish it before your time comes. However, even if the worst happens, those who come after you will carry it to completion. You must leave behind your regrets so that they can be resolved, even if you are unable to do so yourself. That is the purpose of a will. When Nanjo tried to gently pat Kinzo's shoulder, the young man flew into sudden rage and batted away Nanjo's hand. It's useless, useless, useless! It must be done while I still live! At the moment by death, my soul will be devoured by the demons of the contract and wiped out of existence. For me, there will be no peace or another world after death. That's why everything must be completed before I go. That's why a will has no meaning for me. And even if I had a chance to write such a thing, if I did have such a chance, I'd want to see it. I want to see it one more time. I want to see Beatrice's smiling face one last time. Oh, Beatrice, why have you resisted me for so long? I'll return everything you have given me. I am prepared to lose everything. So please, show me your smile just one more time. Beatrice, I beg of you. You must be able to hear my plea. That's the kind of woman you are. I beg of you, show yourself to me. You're here, aren't you? You're standing there, invisible, listening to every word I say. And even now you're mocking me from somewhere in this room, aren't you? Please, appear before me once more and smile. Feel free to scold me, even snatch away my life by your own hands if you so desire. I don't want to die alone like this. Cannot let myself die until I've seen your until I've seen your smile just one more time. Ah, Beatrice, Beatrice! I offer up this life of mine. I offer it up to you. I'm begging you, Beatrice! And then the sound ended at the end. Ah! Ah! Oh my god, we got opening! Hi. Don't ask how I know this song, guys. I know who you are. I know who you are. Look how round their faces are, guys. Now with that said, this might get copyrighted or something, so I'm not saying too much yet, guys. Welcome to Rokkenjima. Oh, that opening is pretty good. It lays the foundation of, I don't know what's gonna happen. The first day, October 4th, 1986. Hey, I was born. Not that day though, but I was born in general. Dawn of the first day. Whoa. Things sure move with the times. Can't believe we'll be able to make the trip in just 20 minutes. I couldn't help but scratch my head and marvel at how far things have come in recent years. We used to go by boat. Back then we were all forced to endure nearly half a day of swaying back and forth over the sea before we reached Nijima. Things have gotten so much more convenient these days. Still, I've never been on a plane this small. I've flown in a huge jumbo jet before, but this will be my first experience in such a tiny one. It's gonna shake, isn't it? They say smaller boats shake more than big ones, so I guess the same rule probably applies to planes. Just spare me. Hey, look! I like how the opening had like the original art, but this has the updated character portraits, as you can see. Hahaha! Don't worry, Battler-kun. It shakes much less than that boat did. Gah! It's you, George Aniki. Don't scare me like that. You just shaved 3 years off my life. Anyway, what's shaking got to do with anything? You don't think I'm actually scared of the plane shaking or maybe falling out of the sky or something, right? Of course not. My mistake. I see you've changed a lot since we last saw you. After all, it's been 6 years since then. You're not a kid anymore. Ha 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 ha. Sheesh, and here you are, old enough to smoke and drink. Got no interest in smoking, but I've always wanted to try some booze. Well, if you got your dad's genes, I'll bet you can hold your own when it comes to drinking, right? Well, I usually drink for business rather than pleasure. It's pretty hard to do business in Japan without it. Hehehe. That's exactly right. That's why I never miss a chance to get in some practice. That's no good, Battler-kun. You're still a minor. Don't you know alcohol can stunt the growth of... never mind. Come on, I'm tall enough already. In fact, it'd be easier to find clothes if I shrunk a little. I puffed my chest out proudly. Until I hit my growth spurt, my height was below average in my class. But then, I grew and grew, and before I knew it, I passed 180 centimeters, 5 foot 11 inch. I guess I have all that muscle training and those shady mail-order performance-enhancing drugs to thank for that. Hell yeah! Take drugs! Grow big! Wait, what? Before then, I never dreamed that I'd shoot 10 centimeters above George Aniki, who reached his peak height early on. Damn, I'll bet my relatives all say, "Look how big you've grown, Battler-chan," or something. It's all so embarrassing. I wish they'd just give me a break. Anyway, my name is Battler. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think? I've gotta wonder what my parents were thinking when they named me that. I've never met anyone who could read and write for the first time. I usually get called Sento-kun. Sorry, but that's not even close. Cause it's like battle. My name is written Ushiromiya Battler. Can you read it? I can't. First part is my family name, Ushiromiya. I mean, I guess I read it, but that's whatever. That's a fairly plausible Japanese pronunciation so far. The problem is my given name. Battler is made up of the characters for fight and person, and it's pronounced Battler. Put it all together and you just got Ushiromiya Battler. Pretty crazy, right? It's crazy enough that my parents decided to call me that, but it's even more crazy that some government worker let them make it official. Both groups are at the top of my must-kill list. Anyway, this is one of my cousins. His name is Ushiromiya George, pronounced Ushiromiya George. He's 5 years older than me, so he must be turning 23 this year. So the Ushiromiya cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls. I end up playing with George all the time. And because I've always thought of him as a big brother, I still call him Aniki today. Oh, Battler-kun, look how big we've gotten. You know what they say, leave a boy for 3 days and you'll hardly recognize him. It must be in his blood. Rudolph wasn't that tall either until his high school years. Perhaps people end up taller if their growth spurt comes late. Nah, it's nothing special. A real man needs to be tough on the inside too. Hey look, more characters, guys. Exactly! Battler-kun here knows how it works. Real men win or lose based on what they've got on the inside. Can't even forget to keep up your training and discipline. Gotta do that. Wait very alertly for the perfect moment and strike. No, I never imagined that I'd become the company president I am today, master of my own domain. Yep, to think I've come this far after starting out penniless and ruined. The stout, plump, old guy is George Aniki's dad, Uncle Hideyoshi. By the way, if you hear the little ring, I believe... oh wait, no, I don't have tips yet. I think it's adding them to the tips though, even though I don't have it yet. Uncle Hideyoshi! He's the husband of Dad's older sister. In other words, we're not blood related. He's nice to children, sociable all the time, and even quick to give out some spending money to us kids. Simply put, he's an awesome uncle. Best uncle! He speaks an odd and very noticeable Kansai dialect, but he's actually a natural-born Kanto man. Apparently, impressions are everything in the business world, so speaking in a different style than the other people is an act that makes him stick out more. However, I hear he gets embarrassed when talking within earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to standard Japanese. I don't really get it, but he's definitely an interesting person. If only you weren't so quick to brag about your life story. That's enough for now, I think. I'm sure Battler's getting tired of it. Aren't you? Nope, not at all, hee hee hee. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's pretty cool for a man to have some stories he can brag about. I don't have anything like that at all. Oh, really? I'd imagine a man with your looks would leave girls crying left and right. Can't believe you have nothing at all to brag about. What? You're joking, right? Of course nothing weird like that's ever happened to me. Heck, I wish it would! Come on, you aren't fooling anyone. You must tell your aunt all about it later. After all, nothing of the sort ever happens to George. This is George Aniki's mother, Aunt Eva. Eva Oba-san. She's my dad's older sister. She and Uncle Hideyoshi are a pair of jokers, and they've always teased me back as far as I can remember. Yay! They're the nice and teasing kind. It sometimes made them a bit hard to get along with when I was small. Well, I guess the events of the last 30 seconds prove that they can still be hard to get along with. Even so, George Aniki's family is interesting and fun. They seem to get along just fine. Sheesh, that's pretty much the total opposite of my family. Battler-kun, have you seen Rudolph-san? Huh? He headed off to the bathroom a while ago. Is he not back yet? Maybe the poor geezer dropped dead. Namo. That's no way to talk about your own father? Still, this isn't the first time he's taken so long in the bathroom. Yeah, the guy has always been that way. Does he really have to take a magazine with him every time he needs to take a dump? What on earth is he doing in there with those particular magazines? Yeah. Oh, you don't need to worry about that at all. Since we've been together, I've been letting him do that on his own. Hey! Oh, I have to get the juicy details later. Sounds like Dad's got his balls in an iron grip. You know exactly what would happen with that man if I didn't keep a tight grip, don't you? No kidding. You're the only one capable of reining in that old bastard. As his son, I'm more than happy to let you take over. Yes, leave it all to me. After all, that's my specialty. This woman is my father's wife. Her name is Ushiromiya Kirie. As you can probably tell from our conversation, she's not my real mother. She's basically my stepmother. My real mom died 6 years ago, and Kirie-san is the woman Dad married afterwards. It's understandable for someone my age. I could never bring myself to call his new wife Mom, and I doubt she feels like using the word son on this massive kid who's no relation to her at all. We aren't little kids. We know there's nothing to be gained by fighting. So we decided that we wouldn't force ourselves to pretend that we were family. I decided to act a bit more frank with her, acting as though she's a friendly neighbor instead. It's much easier if we keep a little distance, instead of forcing ourselves to act all close and making each other uncomfortable. Kirie-san has always been very open about all this, and thanks to that, we've been able to get along pretty well. Then, just when we were bad-mouthing Dad about being in the bathroom, the man himself comes back, wiping his hands with a handkerchief. Battler. Hey, what's up, Dad? Ow! Don't pinch my ear, huh? So you've been talking trash about me with Mom again, haven't you? What makes it so hard to show a little respect for your father, Ow! Damn it, that hurts! You can stretch my ear all you want, but I'm not gonna be able to fly. That hurts! Come now. Up, down, left, right. Now say, Father, please forgive me for being so rude. Like hell I will. Go find yourself some members-only store if you want it that much. Yeah, let go. This old bastard is my dad. I think I'm pretty tall myself. Dad's just about as tall as I am. So surprised Aunt Eva started talking about Dad's blood when she saw my height. By the way, my height isn't the only thing I got from him. Seems having weird names runs in the family. Dad's full name is written Ushiromiya Rudolph. You can't read it, can you? Yeah, I can't because I can't read Japanese yet. Can't read. Come on, it's just Rudolph. Anyway, this guy's name is pronounced Rudolph. Haha, my say grandfather we were giving him that name. Still, that's no reason to pass that weird naming tradition on to me. As the old bastard's twisting my ear all over the place, Aunt Eva snuck up behind him and grabbed his ear. Hey, Rudolph. You should know better than to physically abuse your son. Gah! That hurts, Aniki. The scene perfectly illustrated the relationship between the prankster younger brother and the older sister who could deal out punishment to him despite his size. I think that's good enough for now, Evanes-san. I'll make sure to stretch out his other ear later on. Oh, my apologies. I must leave some pulling for you to do, Kirie-san. Rudolph, make sure Kirie-san gives you lots and lots of punishment later on, okay? You're one to talk, Aniki, abusing your little brother like that. Hideyoshi-ni-san, I'd like to thank you very much for picking her up. If you hadn't been so generous, she'd still be unsold in the store. You have my gratitude and apologies. Do you think the old guy might be the protagonist's granddad? You're talking about Kinzo? Yes. He's Ushiromiya Kinzo. What? Who are you calling unsold? After taking 2-3 steps back, Aunt Eva unleashes one of her beautiful high reverse roundhouse kicks, which stopped just a centimeter away from the tip of my dad's nose. Starting out with Tai Chi Chuan for her figure, Aunt Eva then developed an interest in the Chinese martial arts. After that, she went through karate, taekwondo, capoeira, and what is it she's learning now again? Well, anyway, they say a woman's weapons are in her lower body, and that's literally true for Eva. Rudolph, did you know that a single direct blow to the side of the head like that would knock you unconscious? Not so long ago, I accidentally connected in a practice match. My opponent was out cold. Sheesh, what a pain. I'm so sorry, she can't help walking like a freak. Dad, completely unfazed, shrugged and smiled ironically at Uncle Hideyoshi. Wahaha! Never had a brother or sister myself. So when I see you two bickering with each other, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Sure is nice to have a big family. Oh, and why not consider making a little brother for George-kun? He's already a fine adult who's about to go off on his own, so it may be a good time to have another child. Hey, have a little sympathy for the new kid, and all the pain and suffering he'd have to live through. I'm surprised even George-kun turned out as well as he did, after being born from this sinister sister of mine. And what an awesome kid he is! Please share some of that with our blockhead of a son someday, will you? That's not at all how it happened. It's thanks to Eva's Net-san's proper rearing that George-kun became the kind, gentle kid he is now. Isn't that right, Net-san? Oh, come now. You think so? Our George still has a long way to go. Ah, by the way, how's your little Angie-chan doing? I heard she was vomiting. Oh, that's right. And I was hoping to finally see her face after such a long time. Is she okay? She often catches a cold when the seasons change. She's very frail. I did want to bring her along. We decided to have my family look after her this time. Who's talking? Probably Eva, right? I think that's a wise move. She'll heal a lot better if she stays away from that venomous head family household. A child's health is always more important than an adult's convenience, don't you think? This is definitely Hideyoshi. I know of some great medicine for vomiting colds like that. When we get back home, I'll send some to you right away. So please let her try some. Thank you very much, Hideyoshi-ni-san. I'm always in your debt. And once the conversation suddenly veered off in that direction, the kids didn't have any chance of butting in. For now, I'm just happy Aunt Eva gave Dad his desserts for tugging on my ear. Are we still waiting for the weather report? George Aniki pointed at the counter. The checking weather sign was still stuck next to the departure times to the flight we were scheduled to board. According to Aniki, smaller planes are more subject to winds and other effects of the weather, and it's not at all uncommon for flights to be delayed because of that. Wait a sec, We are totally sure it's not going to shake, right? We're down here on the ground. It just looks cloudy, not windy. Well, I guess it's different up where the planes fly.
The weather's a bit uncertain today.
Oh, excuse me. Aneva looked at the TV in the lounge. The weather forecast was being broadcasted, informing us that a typhoon was approaching the Kanto region. A typhoon again. Guess there's no helping it with the annual family conference being held in October. Hey, I'll see you in October! Could you have chosen a better season?
I agree. I've always hoped we could have it sometime around the Obon Festival in mid-August. In that case, why don't you suggest that to Father and Nissan during the conference?
Very funny. Why don't you do it yourself? Our brother would never listen to anything I suggested.
No way. It doesn't really bother me that much to have it in October. I was just saying you might want to propose it, since you said you hate typhoons so much.
I only said that typhoons always come around this time of year. You're the one who said you wanted to move it to the Obon Festival, right?
Well, you said it too last year. Didn't you say that it would be easier to fit into your schedule if you had it during the Obon Festival?
I never said anything like that.
Oh, yes, you did. I certainly wouldn't forget something like that.
No, I didn't. You're the one saying that all the time.
Didn't you know? Stopping a kick just a hair's breadth away from impact is a very high-level technique.
Sheesh, women your age shouldn't spread their legs like that. Dad and Aunt Eva's argument looked no different from a couple of brats quarreling.
Even though they usually behave like normal parents, they turn right back into kids again when they meet their siblings at these family conferences.
You're the one who looks like a real adult, analyzing it all calmly. I hope I never turn out like that old bastard. I'd much rather end up as an intellectual adult like you, Aniki.
Like me? Oh, I still have a long way to go. I still have very little experience out there in the real world, and I need to work on becoming more confident and sociable. I think you've far surpassed me on all of those counts, Bachelor-kun. I'm sure you'll outstrip me fast enough when you become an adult.
Need more Grisaya? Well, always. Aniki scratched his head and laughed, as though trying to hide his embarrassment. Of course he was just being humble. Aniki entered university and became an apprentice at Uncle Hideyoshi's company at the same time, studying both academics and how to become a business emperor in parallel. Then, right after graduating, he went on to Uncle Hideyoshi's company as his father's aide, piling up a lot of real-life experience as he devoted himself zealously to his work. His great dream is to one day stand on his own and build up his own kingdom. Aniki is a real paragon of a man, sparing no effort he strives towards his goal. It's no exaggeration to say that I really respect him. And then there's me. I'm nothing at all like Aniki. I'm living my happy-go-lucky idle high school life to the max. I've got no dreams for the future. I just sit back, stay cool, and let the money flow in, but of course that could never happen. When Aniki was my age, he had already formed an impressive objective and had started devoting himself towards studying for that goal, so I guess I can't compare at all. My dad just says, "Sure, you can study at my company if you like cleaning toilets." Damn it, I'm not gonna be in the debt of that old bastard. I'll find my way myself. If only willpower was all it took to become an adult. Should I go on one of those self-searching journeys that are all the rage these days? Well, it's not like I can mooch off my parents for that kind of money. Right then, Uncle Hideyoshi shouted out loudly. He's a really nice person on the whole, but he does have a problem controlling the volume of his voice. When I looked over, I saw that he was greeting Aunt Rosa who had come late. Oh! If it isn't Rosa-san! Maria-chan, long time no see!
Hey look, it's the little kid, guys. Long time no see. Ooh! Maria! Shouldn't that be, "It's good to see you again"? Greet your uncle properly. It's good to see you again.
There you go! Well said! How about some candy as a reward? Oh, huh? Where'd I put it? Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Maria-chan.
It's been too long, Kirene-san, Hideyoshi-ni-san. And, oh my, Bachelor-kun, look how big you've gotten.
Come on, hahaha. It's embarrassing hearing that from every person I meet. Hey, Rosa, you're late. If the plane was on time, you'd barely have made it.
I'm sorry. We had some trouble making our train connection. So are we waiting on the weather again? Oh, don't complain. I much prefer the 30-minute plane trip to spending 6 hours bouncing about on a boat. Even if we're kept waiting here for an hour, it's still much faster overall.
Oh my god, the music! So loud! Is it loud for you guys? Because it's really loud for me. Maria-chan's gotten huge too! So how tall are you now?
So how tall am I now?
Maria-chan parroted Uncle Hideyoshi's question, looking up at her mother. I guess she doesn't remember her own height. She's probably right in the middle of a growth spurt, so her height must change every month. Get a few more years and she'll suddenly start looking feminine.
Just how tall were you the last time you got measured? You keep getting bigger and bigger, don't you? Right? Ugh!
I think she's grown a lot since last year. Let's see, she turned 9 years old this year, didn't she?
9 years old. Ooh. That's right, you're 9 years old now. Glad to see you're doing well too, Maria-chan. Up you go. I guess you've gotten a bit too heavy to play airplane with.
George Aniki, what a rude thing to say to a lady. Here, I'll do it. Up you go! When I went to lift her up in Aniki's place, Maria stiffened defensively, staring suspiciously at my face. Ah, that's right. Last time I met Maria, it was 6 years ago. She was only 3 years old. Of course, she doesn't remember my face. Maria-chan, don't you remember? Gotta go Claudia's head. Kinda loud? Is it a little loud? Is it loud for you guys too? Because I wouldn't mind turning it down because I feel like I'm being drowned out. Yeah. There you go. Is that a little bit better volume wise? It's like half volume. Whew! It's like going deaf. Maria-chan, don't you remember? It's Bachelor-kun. Used to play together, remember? No surprise, I guess. The last time she met Bachelor, she was only 3. You don't keep memories at all at that age. She must know everyone's face apart from mine because she meets them every year, but I haven't had contact with the Ushiromine family for about 6 years now. So it's no surprise that this 9-year-old girl doesn't have any memories of me. Even I can only just barely remember her being a 3-year-old crybaby.
Maria, this is Bachelor Oni-chan, Rudolph Nisan's son. Understand? The brother is the son. Eh?
That ooh sound was probably her brain going into overload at that complicated explanation. I guess the phrasing of that was a bit confusing. Ni or Oni, the title you use to refer to an actual older brother, can also be a friendly honorific for a boy who's only a bit older than you. Just like Ne or One, the word for big sister.
Maria-chan, this is Bachelor-kun. He's your cousin, like me. Like George Oni-chan? Bachelor? Cousin? That's right.
You got it. This part of Aniki is what makes me really look up to him. For someone who isn't married, he's just great at dealing with kids. I'm sure he'll be an indulgent father in the future. Probably will. Right? Probably will. You can still hear the game quite well? Alright, that's good.
Bachelor Oni-chan.
Maria looked straight at me with a questioning expression as though asking whether it was okay to call me that. Yup, that's me, Battler. Nice to meet you, Maria.
Ooh. Battler!
Maria, you mustn't talk to him like that. Call him Bachelor Oni-chan. That's alright, Aunt Rosa. I don't sweat the small stuff. Hey, Maria. We're close enough that we don't need honorifics, right?
Battler, Battler, Battler! Ooh, ooh!
That's right, Maria, Maria, Maria! Ooh, ooh! You horsed around for a while to make up for the 6-year gap in our friendship. She probably still thinks of me as nothing more than a big new friend, but things will probably work out as we get to know each other again. I'm surprised. It's just the way I remembered her being 6 years ago. Seems that people just don't change that much after all. I'm a bit happy that she's still the pure innocent girl I remember. Her name is Rin. There it is, guys. Of course, Maria is pronounced Maria. The third character looks like a cross, which is pretty cool. Her feelings don't usually show up on her face, so it can be difficult to know just what she's thinking. That's how she looks on the outside. On the inside, she's just a sweet, normal girl. Then there's Maria's mother, Aunt Rosa. She's my dad's younger sister. Rosa is written like Rosa. Nice. Here's a name that's totally not Japanese. Sorry to say it, but her name's almost as ridiculous as Dad's. Gotta respect her for not ending up as screwed up as he is. When I think about it, all the names in my family sound foreign. Just why is grandfather so obsessed with that? Because of him, even we grandchildren have to put up with this weird name sense. Like Maria, George. Hey, how's it going, Casserole? It's even more annoying since grandfather's own name is perfectly normal, Kinzo, yeah. Anyway, there's one thing about Aunt Rosa that's a relief compared to the other family members. The old bastard and Aunt Eva have this annoying urge to tease and mock people all the time. But even though she shares their blood, Aunt Rosa isn't like that at all. She has the most common sense among the siblings. Like Uncle Hideyoshi, she's the kind aunt who will always be on the kid's side. However, possibly because she's more strict as a parent, she's not liberal with handing out spending money like Uncle Hideyoshi. Okay, now we have the entire group of family members who are going to board the plane. That moment, as though it was waiting for us all to arrive, an announcement rang out through the lobby.
Our apologies for the delay. Boarding will now commence with Flight 201 to Nizhna. We ask that the passengers please form 2 lines in front of the counter to handle out wrong.
Rosa, you still haven't gone through boarding procedures, right? Hurry up. Oh no. Maria, come on. There's gonna be a lot of when you see Maria around, okay guys? We had to go through a metal detector before going out on the runway. Small plane wasn't as massive as an international flight, but it was still a plane. Staff member holding a metal detector checked us all. What's that? Gun? Okay, pass. What's that? Knife? Okay, pass. What's that? Nintendo? No. Family console by Nintendo? Okay, pass. Right? Once all of us cleared the check, we followed the staff member out onto the runway. Come to think of it, everyone here is in the Ushiromina family. It's like this is a reserved charter flight or something. Okay. I didn't see the it. I didn't read that correctly at first. Our group stopped in front of the entrance to the airplane. Then our guide turned around and spoke, looking down at the passengers like he did.
There are no commands. We'll call out the names of the passenger list. Let's take a seat in order to start on the row on the right side, going right to the left and onto the next row. I'll now be going on the passenger list. Ushiromiya Hideyoshi-sama.
Oh, I'm first! Right here! By the way, do you have some candy, Eva? I've been looking all over for some, but I can't find any.
They're in my handbag. I'll get one once we're inside the plane.
I've heard that candies are a good way to protect your ears from hurting because of variations in atmospheric pressure when landing or taking off. That's probably what they're talking about. Hope I get a window seat. Hahaha, don't worry. There aren't any other kinds of seats. As George Aniki said, there were apparently only 2 lines of seats. But this is what a small plane is like. We are totally sure it's not going to shake, right? Corpse Party had one? What do you mean? Who pulled through? Right here. Don't worry, Bachelor-kun. It won't shake too much. Yeah, this guy's... Oh, Yuka? Yeah. Anime OVA was pretty tough and rough. Aniki, what do you mean not too much? You can just swim if you fall from a boat, but if a plane crashes, you're screwed, right? 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 We'll all get our own parachutes in our seats, don't we? Wait, we don't? Wow, this announcer's getting worse and worse, man. What's his name's younger sister? Freaking Satoshi in Corpse Party. Come on, Bachelor, stop standing there like stop standing there slack-jawed and get in. Ow, Dad! Don't push me! You don't get parachutes. Okay, you two, stop fooling around. Let's move in. Ow! Don't push me! This blockhead isn't moving!
Ew! Let's move on in.
Ah! Maria, be quiet. This is your pilot, Kawabanga dudes! I'd like to thank you for taking New Tokyo Aviation Flight 201 today. We estimate that the flight to Nijima Airport will take about 20 minutes. We're receiving reports of atmospheric turbulence. There may be some shaking on the aircraft, so we ask that you do not unfasten your seatbelts after takeoff. Adiki, did that guy just say we need to wear our seatbelts? In a jumbo jet, they don't do them after takeoff, right? So it's gonna shake so much we can't take them off? Damn it, you tricked me! It's gonna shake after all! Where are the parachutes? I knew I shouldn't have taken the boat! And Battler died that day. He died. Legend of the Golden Witch. Not foreboding at all, right, guys? These all normal and normal. You know how much effort it's taken me to not comment on their characters? Starring Ushirumiya Battler on a plane. Ushirumiya George, Ushirumiya Jessica, Ushirumiya Maria. You have not met Ushirumiya Jessica yet. Don't worry about it. Ushirumiya Kinzo, Ushirumiya Kraus, Ushirumiya Eva, Ushirumiya Natsuhi, Ushirumiya Hideyoshi. You haven't met Kraus and Natsuhi yet. Why is he fool? Ushirumiya Rudolph, Ushirumiya Rosa, Ushirumiya Kide. Why is he fool? I don't know. Nanjo Terumasa, Shannon, Golda Toshiro, Ronua Genji, Kanon, Kumasawa Chiyo. You haven't met half of those characters either. Brain! Believes he's been tricked? Battler was tricked. He did not know small planes shook. Starring the Golden Witch, who I don't know who it is. Totally don't know who the Golden Witch is, guys. It's about a legend, though. So she's a legend, apparently. Plane-kun, thank you. It was quite the trip. Should have taken the boat. The boat. Fall! Fall! Ooh! Maria, that's enough. But what a surprise. I thought there was nothing that could scare you, Battler-kun. This guy can't handle vehicles for some reason. Always yells about falling and sinking and stuff. You're a disgrace of a man, you are. You disappoint me, son. Ah, shut up! That thing was seriously shaking way too much. I just got a little stressed since it was my first time on a small plane like that. You call that a little stressed? Sounds like it'd be fun to take an overseas vacation with you, Battler-kun. Would you like to go to Egypt with your aunt? You'd get to ride a plane for a full 14 hours. There's a good plan. Battler-kun, you should go let Evanescence toughen you up some. Still, it's so hilarious. Wahaha! Now! Everyone's got their own strong and weak points. It's bad to laugh at them. Wahaha! Dad, you're laughing too. Hey, Maria-chan, you shouldn't laugh anymore. Shouldn't laugh anymore? Ugh! God damn it! Being scared of planes is really such a big deal. Everyone's obviously thinking I'm a big oaf now. Actually, you know what's really funny? Father Anime, my Father Anime is deathly afraid of planes. You can't ride them. Like if they're small planes, you can only ride the big ones because they're less turbulent when they're up in the sky. So, you know, it's a problem. Like some people get motion, and he doesn't get motion sickness. He's just afraid of like riding very shaky planes for some reason. He's okay with boats and cars and stuff, though. I don't know. And then now we're in a car. And then we split up and took separate taxis from the airport to the harbor. From there on, we would be taking a boat to the island. The islands are right next to each other, so the distance of the trip wasn't that great. By boat, it was a leisurely 30 minutes to the island. When we reached the pier where the boat to the island was anchored, we saw a figure waving at us. It is! Hey, I know who that is.
George Nissan, it's been so freaking long. Ah, Jessica-chan, it's been a year since I saw you. You've gotten taller again, haven't you? Yeah, don't give me that. It's embarrassing when you say it every year.
Hey, Aniki, you've got to be kidding me. Is that really Jessica?
Wait a sec, George. Is this big guy Battler?
We both stared at each other. She definitely didn't look like that in my memories, but I do remember a crazy way of talking. Yo, Jessica. What's this now? You're kidding me, you look like a woman now. Where are these boobs? Even you managed to get a chest. Let me rub them. Let me.
Don't screw around with me. I'm a blushing flower? Blushing flower? Blushing?
Blooming? I think that's the wrong word.
I'm a blushing flower of 18. Of course my hair grew longer and I got these.
What? You think I got boobs just to get fondled by you, loser? Speaking of you, sure you got all ridiculous huge. Did you get a bit stronger too? Don't screw with me! I'll show you how much training I've done since back then.
You're pissing me off. I'll beat you at your own game.
This headstrong girl's name is Jessica. She was born in the same unlucky star as me, sharing the same kind of weird name. Anyway, Jessica's pronounced Jessica. She's Dad's older brother's daughter. That older brother happens to be the oldest son of the Ushiromiya family, so for now it means Jessica is the direct family heir. Since Jessica and I are the same age and sometimes had little boy-girl squabbles with each other, we've always been used to fighting and joking around together whenever the relatives gather. Jessica grew more quickly, so she always had me beat in terms of size and physical strength. When we scuffled in a contest of strength, it usually went Jessica's way. So even though I realized I'd grown bigger, part of my mind was still convinced that I couldn't beat Jessica. She is pretty strong, isn't she? Shouldn't you? Whoa, oh. What the? What are you getting all serious for? Ow. Hey, this is nothing. Jessica, you gotten weak.
Shut up. I'm a girl, so of course I can beat a guy with physical strength forever, right?
Is that how it works? I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Well, you got a point there. The meat I put on my arms all went to your chest. Looks like it'd be a pretty even test of strength between my arms and your boobs, don't you think?
I told you, my boobs aren't for you to feel up. Besides, how about you? Did your cute little elephant sign get a little bit bigger to go with the rest of you?
Stop it, idiot! No, you perv! I'll be ruined for marriage. Don't touch my crotch!
Don't say stuff people are gonna misinterpret.
Honestly, I was so surprised at how feminine Jessica had become that I had to joke around like an idiot to hide it. Well, considering what a bossy brat she was 6 years ago, anyone would be surprised. I guess she's just as surprised. She probably wasn't expecting to lose to me in a test of strength. After losing that easily, she must be shocked at how much I've grown in the past 6 years. 6 years. Once again, I'm being shown just what a huge gap of time that was.
Crap. Total defeat.
It's like I'm no match for you anymore.
That's not true. Even Battler must have his weaknesses. Right, Maria-chan?
Ugh! Fall! Shh! Cut it out, Maria. Let's keep that a secret, okay? Don't freaking tell her.
Fall? The hell are you talking about?
Sorry, but there's no chance you'll see that weakness of mine now. After all, the nightmare plane trip is already over and done with. Only thing left is a nice quiet splashing on the boat ride. Never thought I'd start loving that piece of junk boat this much.
Huh? George Nissan, is there something wrong with his head?
You'll understand soon. Very soon. At the time I didn't get what Aniki meant by that big smile. What have we here? Oh, Battler-san, how big you've grown. Who is this time? It's an old lady with an apron. Oh yeah, that takes me back. I remember now. You remember her, right? It's Kumasawa-san, the servant. I could never forget you, Kumasawa-bachan. After all, you haven't aged a bit in these past 6 years. If anything, I'd say you're looking younger than ever. Oh ho ho! Lately my skin's been getting quite smooth and silky. And look, hasn't my chest gotten bigger as well? How'd you like a little feel? You're kidding, right? My breast fondling is strictly limited to bouncy girls. Oh, I was quite bouncy in my youth. Don't be shy, fondle to your heart's content. Give me a break. It's girls I'm looking for, not grannies. Jokes I cracked about Jessica were being turned against me. Come to think of it, Kumasawa has always been the type to tease people. Kumasawa-san, stop that now. People with one foot in the coffin shouldn't jump around. To sport with the young is the most rejuvenating medicine. Ho ho ho!
It's rare for you to come pick us up, Kumasawa-san. I wonder what's gotten into you. Usually your lumbago kicks in whenever someone gives you a job to do.
Oh ho ho, Eva-sama, you're as harsh as ever. I found myself with some urgent purchases to make. While I was at it, I thought I would come welcome you all. She's a cougar? Good God. No, she's one of them, what do you call it? People who tease other people. Although it does give a bad impression if the one waiting to greet you is a decrepit old woman. Oh ho ho! I'll never spoke sarcastically. Kumasawa Bachan's years of experience were nothing to sneeze at. She was more than capable of smoothly and coolly deflecting that comment. Well, it feels bad to say it, but old Kumasawa Bachan may be past her prime as a servant. She might act as tough as she might act as though she's in good health, but between the headaches and her lumbago, her body's wearing out. To tell the truth, the fact that she's still working is impressive. How old is she this year again? She must be pushing 80 at least. It's incredible that she's still able to act so cheerily.
You just seem to get more and more lively. Oh, that's right. Here you are. It's a tea I told you about before. Look, I bought you some. Please do try it later on.
Rosa took a souvenir bag out from her suitcase. To think that she remembered a promise that she apparently made last year and faithfully bought it. The sort of thoughtfulness was just like Aunt Rosa. She wasn't the kind of person who would forget or break a promise. Kumasawa Bachan seems deeply touched, not only that Aunt Rosa had remembered this year's old promise, but that she would bring a gift to a simple servant like her. This woman is Kumasawa Chiyo-san. Actually has a normal name. Can you see that, guys? Can you see that? Kumasawa Chiyo. Okay, she's a senior servant who's been working at the Ushirome head family household for many years. As you expect for someone her age, manual labor isn't her strong point, but she's a kind of super servant who can handle just about anything else, from kitchen work to cleaning and laundry. It seems like her only flaw is a tendency to slack off. I hear she tries to get away from heavier, troublesome work by playing up her chronic diseases. In Kumasawa Bachan's case, this is probably a sign of craftiness rather than laziness. Though it probably does impress those paying her salary. Oh, it probably doesn't impress them. Okay. Ah well, if she's pretty flaky when it comes to work, I could never dislike her. I guess it's probably because of her cheerfulness and her constant smile. Hey! Glad to see you're still in fine spirits. How's your back doing then? Even with the medicine, it's not getting one whit better. According to the doctor, nothing can be done for this one. It's what you might call an incurable disease. Oh ho ho! Anyway, Jessica-chan just keeps getting prettier. Good thing she takes after Natsuine-san.
Really? Personally, I don't think we look alike at all. I mean, I don't even want to be like my parents. Because I got zero respect for them. Now, you shouldn't say such things. Though there are quite a few people who don't want to be like their parents in our family.
Ah, that's me! That's me! Call it! Yeah, me! Fuck you, Dad! You sure as hell better not take after me. Your nose looking like mine already pisses me off.
What are you talking about? You're surprisingly alike, you and Father.
Come on, you can't be serious. Just how am I like my dad?
Oh wait, was that... I don't know.
I don't know who was talking to who, okay? We lost it, guys. We lost it. I don't know who's the...
You're a lot like him, especially in how arrogant and prideful you are. Father's blood is especially strong in you and Nissan. Wouldn't you say, Rosa? Oh, absolutely. Cross Nissan and Rudolph Nissan are almost unbelievably like that.
Alright already. Why am I the only one under fire from the girls? Hideyoshi Nissan, give me a hand, please. My, Rudolph-kun, you're always so popular with the ladies. I'm jealous. Wahahaha! Oh, as usual, you're popular enough to make me jealous. Well then, everyone, shall we head over to the boat? Come now, Maria-san, let's get on the boat together, okay?
Get on the boat together. Ooh! Everyone gets on together. Ooh!
Hell yeah, this time around, I'm not gonna be scared. I'm used to being shaken by the waves. That piece of junk fishing boat. I'm less afraid of the shaking than the engine breaking down and the boat drifting off.
Oh yes, Battler-kun. I forgot to tell you. That fishing boat was completely worn out, so it was taken out of commission a few years back. Now we get taken to the island in a different boat. Oh, right. It's Battler's first time in the new boat. It's super comfy. And frickin' fast. It can go at crazy high speeds.
Oh, that means less travel time, right? That sounds great. Having to worry about sinking is less scary than being on a plane. But it'd still be awesome to get it over with as quickly as possible.
Ooh! Is Battler going to go fall again?
That's only on airplanes. Everything's fine now. Stop making fun of me, guys. Damn it.
Anyway, it's the captain's pride and joy. Kind of modded high-speed boat. Seems he's got it pretty souped up. He was bragging about how he attached four base high efficiency propellers to make it break 40 knots or something like that. He talks about it all the time, so I've sort of memorized the spiel. Yeah, I got it memorized too since we hear about it every year. The captain says he's been obsessed with modding ever since he lost a speed contest with a foreign boat ages ago. According to him, that opponent managed to break 30 knots with just his fishing boat. And his thirst for a revenge match got him to build an awesome, all-new super high-speed modded boat. I'm sure you'll just love it, Battler.
So, super high-speed modded boat? My first thought was that this would be much better than some beat-up boat that might sink at any moment. For some reason, I got this feeling of foreboding. Probably just overthinking it. Battler died that day again. The boat was too fast. They beat Sonic in a race. Hey, Battler. Maybe you should just swim to the island. Battler-kun, you shouldn't lean over the railing too much. You might fall.
Ooh! Fall!
Damn it! So this is why you're all grinning back there! So this is a super high-speed boat that the captain started modding. Oh yes, that piece of junk fishing boat from 6 years ago doesn't hold candles in the sky. Whoa! It's shaking! It's shaking! It's shaking! Gonna fall!
Ooh! Gonna fall!
If I fall, I'll land in the ocean and drown! Where's the parachute? Where's the buoy? Give me a life jacket! Alright, I don't know who's laughing. Wow! Oh, it's probably Jessica, right? Battler, what the hell are you doing that for? That's probably George.
Jessica-chan, Marie-chan, it's not nice to tease. Battler-kun, if you're scared, then just don't come out on the deck. I think you'll be able to calm down a bit if you go inside the boat.
That's a no thank you, Anarchy. Shipwreck victims are always the ones inside the boat. The survivors are usually those on the deck during the accident. I'm staying right here. It's shaking! I'm gonna fall! Oh!
Shake, gonna fall! Ooh!
Maria, I told you to behave yourself. But Battler-kun, looks like you really can't handle it. I'll go tell the captain to slow down for you. Whoa, Aunt Rosa! Thank you! So scared of any vehicle. I think he's just scared of any vehicle that shakes is the problem, Battler. I can tell. I'll tell you now that safe, slow driving is definitely a way to go, even on the sea.
Don't do that, Rosa. Trials and tribulations are important for young men. Isn't that right, Battler-kun? You better be able to overcome a little scare like this. Otherwise, you'll never be able to go to Egypt with your aunt.
Wait, was that Aunt Eva? Oh, it was Aunt Eva. Never mind. Oh, Aunt Eva, you're so mean. And you sound like Jessica because Anime Fan RK2 fucked up. Oh no, I'm gonna fall. Life jacket. Parachute. Ah. Oh wait. Now spin it around and think that way. What's the enemy aiming for? Is he doing this to scare me? Well, he's aiming for it too bad. Like hell, I'll be scared. But no, I'm gonna fall. Oh god, my voice is tired. I yelled a lot. Anime Fan RK2K. gonna lose my voice slowly at this rate. So after I made a huge fool, it's a bit better. So, thought I was gonna die earlier. Apparently the max speed I can tolerate is extremely slow. But that just now was completely insane. Whole boat was shaking, sliding and leaping on the ocean surface. Felt like I was riding on the back of a flying fish. Jessica was still guffawing at me as I leaned against the railing and tired and disheartened.
I lost in that strength contest earlier, but I'm glad to know I'm no worse off where it really counts. Seriously.
Damn it, go ahead and laugh. One of these days, when I find your weakness and get back at you, then your boobs will be mine to squish.
Yeah, sure. Good luck with that. Battler all week. Yeah, battle all week.
Oh, yeah, battler all week. I want to die and land, not in the ocean or the sky. Maria was patting my back, so I patted her head in return. Her expression was blank as usual, but I realized that she wanted to console me. Battler-kun, the captain's throwing in drinks to make up for this. Would you like one to calm yourself down? George Aniki and Kumasawa Bachan brought us all ice-cold cans of soft drinks covered with beads and water. Junior and Kumasawa-san's big grin, our parents inside the boat were probably all rolling around laughing at my moment of pure terror. I can see Rudolph going, and then Battler was like, oh, I'm gonna fall. And they're all laughing. Damn it, I'm so embarrassed. I can't bear to face any of them. If I didn't change the subject somehow, I had the feeling I'd be the butt of everyone's jokes for the whole trip, so I tried to think of something harmless to talk about. Hey Jessica, how are Uncle Cross and Aunt Natsuki doing?
My old man and mom? Unfortunately, they're fine. Though every other word out of their mouths is study, study, which pisses me off. I'm so jealous since it doesn't look like Uncle Hideyoshi or Uncle Rudolph would say stuff like that.
Hahaha, oh no. Before I had my exams, my parents kept pressing me about it over and over.
I thought it was annoying then, but now I'm grateful.
Ha! I knew it! You really are awesome, Aniki. Anyway, I have to look after myself. No one tells me what to do. Well, it's not like I'd listen if they did. Battler-san, have you not returned to your parents' home? Well, I kind of go back now and then. I got lots of clothes and stuff left at the house I was living in until recently.
Battler has 2 houses?
Something like that.
Why? Why do you have 2 houses?
Only Maria, who couldn't really grasp the situation, voiced this naive question. However, the others just shot nervous glances at me, choosing not to respond even though they knew the answer.
Maria! Look, you can see the harbor now. Look over there.
Can you see it?
Saw the harbor, saw the harbor!
Apparently Jessica was trying to be nice by changing the subject. Ah well, I'd rather not talk about it if I can help it, but it's uncomfortable to have it treated like some kind of weird taboo. I don't mind it that much myself anymore. Maybe a member of the Ushuramiya family, but the truth is that for these last 6 years, I've been living with my grandparents on my late mother's side. I've even been using her family name. When those grandparents passed away one after the other, I basically had no choice but to go back and live with the old bastard. Don't get me wrong, I didn't just run away from home or anything like that. The only one at fault here is my dad. I don't really blame Kirie-san. Being able to hold that old bastard's reins and ride him out is no mean feat. Still, the way that old bastard betrayed my mom. Well, unfortunately I still haven't fully gotten over that. Ahem. We'll be getting there soon. George Aniki cleared his throat, trying to change the subject. Please forgive my indiscretion. It seems this old woman has said too much already. If I have hurt your feelings. Heh. I don't mind it. No one's feelings are hurt. Don't worry, Kumasawa-bachan. Kumasawa-san seems to regret speaking out of turn. I was more concerned about being worried over for something like that, so I stood up and passed it off lightly. After that, I had a sip of my drink and head over to Maria and Jessica, who were gazing at the silhouette of the island.
Battler, I saw the island! There!
Where is it? Oh, I see it now. Even after 6 years, the island hasn't changed a bit.
The island!
The small island silhouette in front of us has gotten pretty close. This island's name is Rokkenjima. Small island about 10 kilometers around, located in the Izu archipelago. Since they call this archipelago the Izu 7, lots of people think there are only 7 islands, but that's not true. There's actually several more, and Rokkenjima is one of the minor islands that don't get counted. Even if that weren't the case, I doubt you'd find many people who knew about this island. Only people connected to the Ushiromia family ever go there. In other words, outsiders and tourists never have any reason to care about it. So you'll never find this island's name in a travel brochure. After all of Rokkenjima is an estate possessed by the Ushiromia head family. Only the Ushiromia family lives there, and only people connected to the Ushiromia family come and go to and from there. There's nothing there except a harbor and a mansion. The vast majority of the island is still just uncultivated forest. Such a waste when it could be made into a nice golf course or something. However, when you realize that the entire coastline is a private beach, it starts to sound pretty magnificent. You probably guessed by now, but to put it simply, well, the Ushiromia family is just rolling in dough. The head family apparently possesses a vast fortune, and Dad and others who make up the branch families have built up plenty of wealth for themselves, finding success in their respective businesses. I've been living a commoner's life at my grandparents' home these 6 years, so I've completely forgotten. The old bastard's house really is elegant, and everything about it is tuned to match the snobbish taste of the annoying rich. Come to think of it, I guess that makes George, Aniki, Jessica, Maria, and me wealthy high-class gentlemen and ladies. Needless to say, none of us think of ourselves that way at all. I don't see myself as being rich, and George Aniki, who takes self-discipline very seriously, doesn't let himself get too comfortable. Jessica is always complaining that she'd rather move to a city than be rich. Maria is still a kid who isn't even interested in money at all. Does that attitude really make us any less snobbish? From a perspective of people in poverty who can't pay the bills, we really have been blessed with a lot. This isn't a place to explain any further, so I won't. Anyway, the same as not being able to choose the parents you're born from. I didn't ask to be born into a rich family. I don't think it's really something to be envied. It can be pretty tiring when people are prejudiced against you just because you're rich and refuse to judge you by your merits. So pondering these sentimental thoughts, Maria started shouting and leaning over the railing. We're here! We're here! We're at the island! Gone! What's wrong, Maria? Did you drop something? Gone, gone! Maria kept yelling, gone, gone. At first it sounded as though she had dropped something, but while she shouted, she also pointed out over the ocean. What's wrong? What's gone? I'll look for it too if you want. What is it? If she dropped something, she would probably have looked down at the floor, but Maria was pointing out over the ocean. One would assume by the gesture that she had spotted something, but she kept saying that something wasn't there. Strange. However, since my last memories of this place came from 6 years ago, I was able to spot it before Aniki, and I come here every year. Huh? If I remember correctly, wasn't there a torii or something on top of a small crag around here? That's right, it was definitely there. I remember it well, since as we got closer to the island, it was the first thing to greet us like a landmark. Wow, you're an amazing battler. Even though it's been 6 years, remembered. It was here, wasn't it? I remember too. The tutelary god's shrine and that torii-like thing were standing all alone on that crag. And now that you mention it, they are gone, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they were still there last year. Wait, what? Oh, maybe that was said by Jessica. Oh. Gone! Gone! Ooh, ooh, ooh! Maybe they were washed away by the waves or something. It was a small crack, so it probably got worn out away over time. Well, that's my theory too. It was last summer that it disappeared. They say an enormous lightning ball came crashing down one evening and smashed a shrine. The fishermen whisper that having a thunderball fall upon our honored tutelary god must be a portent of approaching misfortune. Kuwabara! Kuwabara! Kumasawa-san smiled impishly as if teasing us, rubbing our hands together while intoning a Japanese phrase meant to ward off lightning. However, Maria apparently took this seriously, stared fixedly over the ocean to where the crag housing the shrine god was supposed to be. Where is it? Where's the gods? A portent of misfortune. Ooh! Enough, Kumasawa-san. Maria isn't old enough to get that kind of joke. It's okay, Maria-chan. It's just a coincidence. Nothing scary is gonna happen. Jordaniki put a hand on Maria's shoulder to calm her down. Maria's sharp eyes expression didn't waver. Misfortune. Misfortune. Maria muttered that word over and over. Apparently, repeating a single word over and over is a habit that Maria had for a long time. However, since the word she was saying was literally an ill omen, it was a bit creepy. Misfortune, 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 misfortune. Hey now, Maria.
You say it over and over like that, misfortune will really end up happening, you know? I tapped Maria's other shoulder. Maria whipped her head around, stared into my face, and spoke unblinkingly. Ugh! Misfortune is coming! Huh? Just where is it coming from? I answered lightheartedly, trying to break the tension in the air. At that moment, Maria held up a finger, raised her arm high, pointed up to the heavens. When I looked up, I saw the sky was still just as cloudy, but had grown a great deal more leaden than it had been that morning. That's right, they were saying that a typhoon was approaching. We had planned to spend one night on the island, but if the storm doesn't pass quickly, we won't be able to make it to school on Monday. Well, guess it makes for a pretty good excuse to be absent. She apparently sensed some kind of misfortune in this cloudy sky. She's been wondering that nonstop for a while now. Girls at Maria's age tend to be very impressionable. It's just about the age that many girls start to get excited about sixth senses and whether they have any psychic potential and stuff. For all we know, this might be due to her childish sensitive nature.
Or it's foreboding for the people.
Like, it's okay, Maria-chan. The weather might get worse tonight, but tomorrow it'll clear up and become a pretty blue sky. Oh, pretty blue sky. Oh. That's right. By tomorrow it'll be a pretty blue sky. There's no rain that doesn't end, and no clouds that never clear. Ooh! Rain that doesn't end! Clouds that never clear! Ooh! What?
I know the typhoon's coming, but soon it'll go away. It'll be okay, Maria.
Ooh! 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 Ooh!
Maria started yelling, ooh, ooh. It looks as though she was having a tantrum because no one could understand what she was trying to say. What in the world is Maria trying to desperately warn us about? Unable to understand her, we couldn't help but feel a vague sense of misfortune.
We're called up!
Anyway, I heard that everyone can feel the supernatural, that it weakens as you age. That might mean that Maria, the youngest one of all, still possessed some kind of sense that the rest of us had lost. I wonder if that sense is sending her a warning. At that moment, Kumasawa-san quietly opened her mouth.
Rumor has it that long ago Rokkenjima was.
Kumasawa-san, let's not talk about that now. Kumasawa was about to tell some kind of story. Jessica sharply interrupted her. Jessica's tone was extremely firm for her. I wanted to push her further, just out of simple curiosity, but judging by the look on Jessica's face, whatever Kumasawa-bachan was likely to say probably made Maria even more uneasy. I did try to press her for the story. The odds were pretty good that it wouldn't be anything bright and cheery.
Oh, people died!
Right?
Oh, I do apologize about that. The wind here is hard to bear for the elderly, so if you would excuse me for now.
Customers have no reason to hang out around after they've been told to stop chatting. When Kumasawa-san finally realized that she overstepped her bounds, she went back inside the boat.
I'm on a boat, and I'm growing fast, and I'm pretty old, and...
Wait, what? After she left, Uncle Hideyoshi showed up in her place. Since you arrived mid-conversation, you completely failed to notice the complicated atmosphere that hung about the scene. So you refreshingly and unwillingly swept that atmosphere aside. So in the end, it was his lack of tact that brightened the mood.
Looks like we're almost there. Okay, just a bit more. It took forever at the speed we went today, didn't it? Wonder whose fault that was. Let's all laugh at Battle, guys.
Anyway. Uncle Hideyoshi, give me a break already.
Come on, don't stop there. Seriously, thanks to Battler here, it's taking forever. Oh!
Maria probably thought that everyone was refusing to listen to her. She hung her head, wearing a fretful expression. As she did, George Aniki crouched down to meet her eyes and spoke to her kindly.
Maria-chan, there's nothing to be afraid of, because we're all together. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Go ahead and say it. Ooh! There's nothing to be afraid of if we're together. Yes. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're with each other. Ooh!
That's right, exactly what George Aniki said. If we stick together, there'll never be anything at all to be afraid of. Right, Jessica?
Yeah, no doubt about that. What George Oni-san says is always true, Maria. George Oni-chan always true.
Yes, I don't lie, so trust me. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together.
George Oni-chan doesn't lie. I trust you. There's nothing to be afraid of if we're all together. Not afraid. Maria jumped into George Aniki's arms and hugged him tightly. After Aniki patted her head, she jumped away again. Her facial expression had undergone a 180-degree change, turning back to normal. She was once again the ordinary Maria. Ugh! There's nothing to be afraid of anymore because we're together. Ugh! Ugh! Yeah, that's it. You look all better now. You're strong, and that's awesome. Ugh! I'm awesome!
Hey now, what's going on here? Maria-chan didn't get seasick, did she? Hmm?
Well, something like that. We'll be arriving soon.
The harbor was already drawing near.
Yay! We're almost there. Whoa! We're almost there. Whoa!
Eye catch? Did that eye catch?
Oh, yep.
Oh, that's a clock. Oh, the clock said a click thing. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot less shenanigans in this one. The boat gave a big shudder, and I also got Welcome to Rokkenjima as an achievement. Thanks, Steamo. Seems we docked at the harbor. The boat driver came out and jumped to the pier with the mooring rope. A large man in a tuxedo was waiting there for us with a warm smile. I didn't recognize his face, but judging by his clothes, I guess he was a servant of the Ushimura head household. Is that Genji? No.
Welcome home, my lady. You were so late in returning that I began to worry.
Ah. Thanks for caring. This moron got so scared we had to slow down. It was seriously annoying.
Shut up! Someday, when the shoe's on the other foot, you'll remember this, ugh.
At this rate, word will spread to the whole family, and I'll be the big conversation piece during dinner. Even without this, everyone will be talking about me because of that 6 years gap. Now I've given them an even juicier topic. Damn it, why does the Ushiromiya head family have to live on this isolated island? In the meantime, the boat had finished its mooring. A small plank was lowered so that we could get down. Yay, one by one, our parents came up from inside the boat.
You must all be quite tired from your long trip. Madame, please allow me to assist you.
Thank you. It's been a while, Golda-san. How are you?
I thank you for your concern. It is always my pleasure to serve.
Valorcan, isn't this your first time meeting Golda-san? If I'm not mistaken, you weren't working here 6 years ago, right?
Indeed. So please allow me to greet him for the first time. It is an honor to meet you, Bachelor-sama.
I'm pretty confident about my height, but you're huge. This is definitely our first meeting. I never forget meeting a big guy like you.
It's a pleasure. I'm Battler.
I was looking forward to meet you. I'm Goda. Written that way, your servant, and I have been working for the Ushiromiya head family since the year before last. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. If there's anything you need, please feel free to rely on me at any time.
Golda-san, it's been some time.
It has been too long, George-sama. Please allow me to assist you.
As usual, you're a pro at welcoming guests. If you ever need a job, just let me know, okay? I'd hire you any time.
You do me too much honor. Please allow me to assist you, Hideyoshi-sama.
Golda-san then lent a hand to everyone as he disembarked, greeting them as he passed. His speech and mannerisms had the refined polish of a professional. He was very graceful in contrast with his initially tough-looking appearance. His large size made him seem a bit scary at first, but he was much more polite than my first impression had led me to believe. He claimed to have served on the island for 2 years, but he had doubtless worked at a similar job somewhere before. After everybody disembarked, the mooring rope was untied and the boat started to steer away from the harbor. It was probably returning to its home port of Nijima. The captain waved his hand in farewell. Maria conscientiously waved her hand back. Now that I think about it, that must be why I felt something out of place for a while now. I can't hear the cries of the seagulls.
Umineko! Umineko! Where's the seagulls?
Seagulls? Oh, the birds?
If I remember correctly, whenever we came to this island in the past, the seagulls always greeted us with their lively nya nya cries. What are they, like cats? Nya 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 ni hao nya. Wait, what? Because of that, whenever I hear the cries of seagulls anywhere else, I get the feeling that I'm coming to a family conference. Except for the small part of the island where those of the Ushiromiya head family live, Rokkenjima has been left uncultivated, which apparently makes it a paradise for wild birds. Supposedly, there was a cliff somewhere that housed a huge seagull colony, so this island was always full of seagulls. Not having those seagulls here to greet us made me feel a bit lonely. As I don't play Fortnite, I do not know what's happening with it. What's wrong, Battler-kun? I heard that, like, they're releasing some Chapter 2 or something. Oh, Aunt Rosa. Nah, it's nothing really. I was just thinking it's a bit lonely with the cries of the seagulls. My, that's true now that you mention it. Even though they're always so noisy, today there isn't one to be seen.
Oh, why no seagulls?
Maybe it's because the seagulls are having a get-together somewhere, too. Maria, did you want to see the seagulls?
Oh, wanted to see them.
Still, it's a bit strange that there isn't even a single one around. Maybe Jessica grilled them all and ate them.
Oh,
The hell? Don't say disturbing stuff like that. You get Maria believing it.
Jessica and Echan grilled them. Jessica and Echan grilled them.
I did not. Why the hell would I do something like that? That's right. Jessica grilled them. Skin them, meatballs, liver, and onion. I like how Maria got that line wrong.
Swimming meatballs, liver and onion.
She got the second one. As they made fun of Jessica, Maria tagged along, looked like she was having fun. Oh, I never guessed she was such a good sport. Alright then, from today on, I'm making my #1 follower. She smiled at her. She beamed, looking overjoyed, possibly because she was happy about this little connection we made with each other. That's not it, Maria-chan. I've heard wild birds are attuned to changes in the weather and atmospheric pressure. The weather will probably get worse tonight. The seagulls might have returned to their nests early.
Not grilled? Jessica and Echan didn't grill him?
Alright, this is a misunderstanding. Decided to feel like the start of a Christian murder mystery. Oh, it's gonna get wild. But yeah, the intro has to be, pretty tame.
No. I want to do something like that. Battler, you admit right now that you lied.
Battler-kun, Maria-chan is a naive girl, so she takes even jokes seriously. You should choose your jokes more carefully. George Aniki gently scolds me. Even though I outstripped Aniki in height, Aniki was Aniki, of course. There was no choice but to obediently apologize. Sure, my bad. Maria, that was a joke. The seagulls are all taking it easy in their nest today, that's all.
Battler lied? George and Echan told the truth?
Has she actually been tricked despite all that fun she was having? Her pure eyes made me feel guilty. Maybe I went a little overboard with her after all. Yeah, that's right. What George Aniki said is true. The weather's bad, so they probably went home for the day. Doesn't mean they're gone. Right, Aunt Rosa? That's right. Tomorrow, when the weather gets better, I'm sure they'll come back so we can hear them cry meow meow like they always do.
I'll wait until the weather gets better and they come back. Gonna wait until tomorrow. Gonna wait until the weather's better.
Maria was in a lighter mood and was looking forward to tomorrow when the seagulls will come back and fly the skies. Oh, fill the skies. Hold on. Guys, this is not Christian. It's not Christian. This is not Christian, okay? The Shuruman family is definitely not Christian. Scooby-Doo in the Vatican's unholy ghost. That'd be really weird. Still, George Aniki really was amazing at taking care of kids. I think I remember Aniki taking good care of me as well when I was a brat 6 years ago. Aniki, that's probably your gift. George-kun is amazing at taking care of young kids. If you wanted to, I'll bet you do great with a job in childcare, don't you think?
Yeah, it's almost like George Nissan was born to do something like that. Personally, I think that'd suit you better than doing business in some company president's office.
Oh no. Childcare is a fine career path, but it's not a job where merely liking children is enough. You really are modest, George-kun. But Battler-kun is quite good with children too. Just a second ago, even though it didn't last long, Maria seemed to be having a lot of fun. Please keep on playing with her like you did just now. Just choose your jokes more carefully, okay? Aunt Rosa winked at me, giggling a little. It's a real mother, I thought to myself. I was happy to see Maria having fun. Come on, Rosa. And you brats too. What the hell are you doing? Let's get going.
Okay, we're coming. The old bastard was waving for us to hurry up. Yeah, we need to get moving. Might as well have this conversation of setting our luggage down in our rooms.
Now then, everyone, allow me to lead you to the guest house where you'll be spending the night. Please, this way.
Goda-san called to everyone and led the way.
Jojo! Wait, what? Kurosawa-san brought up the rear. Going up these stairs. We now hit a path, and we keep on going here.
A serpentine twisting path led through a dim forest. It ran a bit uphill. I guess the path was made all twisty so the slopes wouldn't seem too steep. But personally, I'd have been happier if they had the guts to make some stairs in a straight line. No doubt they made the path twist on purpose to put on airs of distance and importance. For long, we saw garden-style stone steps. From here on, I do have some memories. Go up these and... At the top of the stone steps, we saw a beautiful guest house.
Oh, and the white light!
Its facade was lovely, of course, but more importantly, we couldn't enter its doors without having our hearts stolen away by the splendor of the beautiful rose garden spreading before it.
It's beautiful! It's as beautiful as ever this year. A real delight for the eyes.
Climbing the stone steps, the people greeted this rose garden and gave voice to their impressions one by one. Is it just me, or are the flowers a little less lively this year? It's probably because it wasn't that hot this summer.
I also believe that was a factor. Sadly, this year's blooming is a tad inferior when compared to last year's.
Even so, it was a delightful rose garden. I remember that even 6 years ago, huge numbers of roses had greeted us every year. This rose garden was the first thing that greeted the people who came to Rokkenjima. Even our parents who came every year couldn't help but give voice to their admiration. In fact, I seem to have undergone a power-up from the garden in my memory 6 years ago. This place is always so amazing. It'd be wonderful to have a rose garden like this at home.
Give it up. Who do you think would take care of it? Roses are a real pain with bugs and diseases to worry about.
Well, from what I've heard, Kirie-san takes care of her rose every day. A rose every day and makes sure no bugs get anywhere near it, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? Or call me a rose?
Everyone is trapped in the mansion during a storm after their family head dies from natural causes. One of the person trapped inside turns murder to get the inheritance, with the murderer on the loose. Dun dun dun. Ironically enough, that's not what's going to happen.
Wait, what?
That's right. Though in this person's case, the rose goes after the insects like some nasty carnivorous plant.
Oh, so that's what you mean. Come on, Rosa. Can't you give that a rest just for today? Put that sort of thing completely behind me.
I wonder. After all, you're a womanizer on almost genetic level. No need to worry, Rosa-san. When a rose gives you too much trouble, it's always best to snip it at the root.
Oh, such frightening talk this is. Guys who are popular with the ladies are always forced to live dangerously. I sure hope I turn out a bit prettier in my next life. Hideyoshi-san, like I keep saying, it isn't like that at all. And Kirie, stop it, you're freaking me out. You made my rose wilt.
Hey Maria-chan, look over here. These roses are especially magnificent. Magnificent roses! Ugh! Smells pretty sweet. Look, it suits my elegance perfectly. Hey, cut it out. Maria's gonna imitate you and get hurt by the thorns. She yelled at me as I leaned in to smell the rose scent with an exaggerated gesture. I thought she was overreacting, but when I turned around, saw Maria imitating my every gesture and George Aniki smiling proudly at us. Hey now, Mary-chan, be careful. Rose thorns can hurt. Giorgio-ni-chan, only this rose is strange. Strange? What's wrong? Maria pointed at a single rose. I immediately understood why she found it odd. In the midst of all these magnificent roses, one single rose was just starting to wilt. There weren't any particular reason. Some roses flourished and others wilt. That's all there was to it, but Maria seemed very concerned about the only unhealthy one in the group. It must have made her feel lonely. So you feel sad for this rose because it's the only one that isn't healthy? The others are all healthy, but this one's sad. Well, they all bloom and wither at their own paces. I'll bet this one's just starting to wilt early because it's got to bloom before any of the others.
Yeah, that's right. It probably just bloomed like crazy, fulfilled its duty, and went to sleep. You shouldn't get so worked up about it.
Ugh.
Seeing that Maria's pure sensitive nature was making her feel some emotional pain for the rose that wilted alone. Even though she understood the logic of it, it still felt lonely to her.
Then Maria-chan, why don't you look after this rose until we leave?
George Aniki straightened up and felt around in his pocket. He then took out the wrapper from the candy he had been sucking on in the plane. He twisted it into a thin string, then gently tied it to the rose as a sort of marker.
Hey, that's pretty cute. Let's mark it with this. Later on, you can come and give it some water. I'm sure Mr. Rose will be happy. Ugh! Come to give it water! I think you should give Mr. Rose here a name. I'm sure that'll make it happy, and you'll get to know it a little better. A name? A name?
Though she still wore her usual sullen face, Maria crossed her arms and began to consider this intently. At the very least, she appeared to have been completely pulled out of her slump. You want JoJo's? Okay. I'm not getting it yet. Nice going, Aniki.
George Nissan has always been really understanding. Can't help but respect him.
Yeah. I guess he was just born that way. We gotta start picking up the tips. Was this garden just as magnificent when you all were kids?
It was only after I stopped living here that it grew so big. Before that, the garden was simpler, but I'm still attached to that one. Nissan fiddled with it too much with that vaguely bad taste of his. I liked it much better before.
Eva, you gotta think positive. Setting aside how it used to look, its beauty now is something to be admired. You'll be able to relax a lot better if you look at it that way.
I didn't mean it like that. I was just saying that. I wanted you to see this garden the way it was before, too.
Everyone, if you please. I shall guide you to your rooms now. Goda-san called to everyone to ask if we were ready. But our hearts had been completely stolen away by the rose garden that none of us had seen for a year, so we didn't pay much attention to him. We just ignored him and go to say, excuse me. Since we weren't a travel group, it wasn't like we had a strict schedule to follow. Besides, since our parents were visiting their old home full of nostalgia, it wasn't like they had to let themselves be urged bound by anyone or anything. Understanding the situation, Goda continued to wait, smiling widely, until our parents got tired of the roses and told him to guide us to our rooms.
Interesting.
Oh! Hey! If it isn't Kanon-kun! It's been so long! How are you doing?
Uncle Hideyoshi suddenly shouted.
The direction he was waving was a slender boy. Meeting him right after a huge man like Goda probably emphasized his small stature. The boy was in the middle of transporting piled up gardening tools and the like in a wheelbarrow. When he realized he was being called to stop, he set down the wheelbarrow, took his hat off, and bowed his head. Ellipses. So our dude to stop the bad stuff? Good afternoon. I figured he was probably younger than me. I realized by the general atmosphere surrounding him that he was another servant. He greeted us in response to Uncle Hideyoshi's call. He seemed like he might be pretty unsociable most of the time. It's a greeting that lacked feeling. When Goda-san noticed that our interest had shifted toward him, he went to the boy's side and introduced him to us. Battler-sama, allow me to introduce you. This is one of the servants of the Ushirimiya head household. Kanon-san, greet our guest. I'm pleased to meet you. I am the servant, Kanon. Yep, my first impression wasn't wrong. He seemed to be unsociable, or at least not so good at talking. Compared to Goda-san, who was extraordinarily polished as a servant, you couldn't help but feel an inexperience typical of his age. When Goda-san urged him in a whisper to give a bit more of an introduction, the boy named Kanon only cast his eyes downwards. Kanon-san, could you perhaps give them a little more of a greeting?
No, because we are furniture.
He didn't seem to be refusing to greet us out of spite. Rather, he seemed to have fallen silent because he didn't know what else to say to us in greeting.
Well, Kanon-kun's shy and doesn't tend to talk much. He might not be that sociable, but deep down, he's really a good person. Don't get him wrong. been working here for 3 years, haven't you? Pretty sure you started a year before Goda-san, right? Even though he wasn't exactly giving a terrible first impression, Jessica hurriedly backed him up. I see. Apparently his unsociable nature caused him trouble a lot. Okay then, nice to meet you. I'm Battler. I'm 18. How old are you? Okay. He felt silent as though wondering whether or not it was a question he'd have to answer. But here again, Jessica plowed ahead. If I remember correctly, Kano's 2 years younger than us, so 16, right? Yes, that is correct. It looks like he would have preferred not to tell us his age if given the choice. That's probably because he thought we looked down on him for it. I remember that when I was around his age, I hated being asked how old I was by adults. I see, 16, huh? It's gonna be a delicate time. Which means I probably asked something I shouldn't have. Glad you're about our age. So be cool and call me Battler. And I'll call you Kanon. Thank you very much. But the sentiment alone is sufficient, Battler-sama. Jessica looked panicky for some reason. She seemed to think my impression of Kanon was getting worse because of his refusal. Well, as a girl, Jessica probably couldn't understand the fretful male heart at this age. As his elder even by just 2 years, I took it upon myself to be understanding of that.
Kanon-san, could you perhaps be a little more courteous? A smiling face is also part of a servant's duty.
My apologies. I shall make an effort.
Oh, wait, he's back! Goda-san, Kanon-kun is trying his best, yes?
Looks like he was often warned about being unsociable. Apparently he hadn't improved one bit. Goda-san kept his business smile, but let a small sigh of resignation escape. Well then, I still have work to do. If you'll excuse me. Looks like Kano himself was uncomfortable remaining silent here any longer. After another perfunctory bow, he turned around and started pushing the wheelbarrow again. Just then the wheelbarrow suddenly wobbled and fell, scattering the load. I guess the wheelbarrow's single wheel got caught on the pebble and lost its balance.
What do you think you're doing? Now, clean it up quickly.
Goda-san urged him to hurry in a quiet voice, as though hinting that it was shameful for a servant to appear clumsy in front of guests. Kano-kun wordlessly reloaded the wheelbarrow with the fallen objects, as if to say that he understood quite well without being told. He seemed to be fine with the light-looking gardening tools, shovels and such, but he looked like he was having trouble getting his arms around and lifting up some sacks of fertilizer. Are you okay? You're so careless. Here.
My lady, you will dirty your garments. Please leave this to us.
The smooth motion, Goda-san took the shovel that Jessica had picked up. Behind him, Kano-kun was having trouble with the sacks of fertilizer. Ugh! You'll dirty your garments! Don't worry, the ones I'm wearing aren't that expensive. Besides, I hate guys who just sit there and make the waitress pick up the fork they dropped at a restaurant. I lifted up the other bags that had fallen. Of course, they weren't light, but for me it was a piece of cake. Kano-kun looked at me surprised. It was the face of someone who never would have expected to receive help from a guest. Bachelor-sama, don't worry about it. I will take care of everything, son. Don't you worry. I may not look like it, but I've got it where it counts. Since Kano-kun looked like he hadn't yet gone through his growth spurt, he was stuck with a sort of weak body. This kind of weight might have been too much for him. It's quite heavy. It's natural that it would be difficult for you. Don't worry about it, Kano-kun. Okay, my time to shine. This makes up for the boat stuff from before, right? Ha! As if this could make up for freaking out like that. Haha. Later, I'll tell you about it too, Kano-kun. Battler was totally hilarious. Gonna fall! Ooh! As they did this, I piled all the stuff back into the wheelbarrow. I beg your forgiveness for letting you witness such unsightliness.
Come now, that's quite enough. Please go.
Letting the guests who were supposed to feel welcome see such a disgraceful thing must have been hideously embarrassing for a servant. Pressed by Goda to hurry up and go, Kano-kun left. You're too harsh on him, Goda-san. Shouldn't you have helped him instead of being a bully?
That was wrong of me. I deeply implore your forgiveness.
Then with a twitch in his smile, Goda-san apologized elegantly.
Kano-kun has a ton of things he's good at too. It's just that being young works against him all the time. It's a crying shame.
Well, it's a prickly age. Let's just leave him be. After all, closed-mouthed servants are the best kind. Isn't that right, Kumasawa-san?
Oh, Runa-sama, you truly are harsh. There's no servant as silent as me, of course. Everyone smiled wryly at the obvious lie. Even she herself didn't believe that, not in her wildest dreams. So she must have said it to lighten the mood. Yeah, that's the kind of character Kuma-sama Bao-chan used to be. The once stiff atmosphere had cleared up at once thanks to her cheerful smile. I'd like to set down our luggage soon. Goto-san, what room are we all going to take? It shall be the same as the previous year. Allow me to guide you. Please, this way. We headed towards a trim, elegantly simple guest house. It was going to be our temporary quarters for the night. Yay! It's almost 9, yep. Just rubbed it in, of course. Kanon watched over a hedge as the guests all entered the guest house. Then he let his eyes fall on those heavy sacks of fertilizer piled up in the wheelbarrow. In his mind, he kept going over his previous mistake. Battler, big and strong, had picked up the sacks in front of him. Sack's cannon couldn't lift himself, as if they were feathers. It would be extremely difficult for an outside observer to guess what emotions that favorite had stirred up in Kanon. But as far as he could tell by watching him hang his head, there was something that he just couldn't let go of. Muttered words escaped his lips. Those words, he murmured, so soft that they didn't reach even his own ears. Even I. Kanon hung his head, slightly biting his lower lip. Even I have my pride? Maybe. Even I am Kanon. Sup? Oh, I think this is gonna be a good place to stop now. I think this is a good introduction. You got to meet the majority of the cast. We'll meet the rest after, and we'll see how things play out from there. This is Umineko no Naku Koro ni. Trust me, this is gonna be a ride. I hope you guys all enjoy it too. But for now, this is Anime Fan RK2K. Thank you very much for tuning in for tonight's Monday Night Livestream. I'll see you next week with another Monday Night Livestream of this game. Peace. See ya.